is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, Angreifer here, and this is a DC Legends video. In this video, I have some bad news. This video is only going to be like 15 minutes long. I have to keep it short because there was that bug today. I'm recording this on the day that there was that bug. This is a Wednesday, and this is going to be released on a Friday. And because of that bug, I'm off today, and I had the whole afternoon to like make videos at like 4 hours to make videos, and now I have about 40 minutes because of the bug. So I apologize, but yeah, I can't do anything about that. No, can I? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over Jace Fox really quickly. I'm kind of eager to go over him, but it's only going to be a 15-minute video, so there's going to be a part 2 for the YouTubers and then a part 3 for the Patreon, okay? So I'm just going to hop right into it. I drop DC Legends videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Marvel Future Revolutions videos every Tuesday and Thursday. So please like, please subscribe, and if you don't like it, hit subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well, except for this video. Give me some leniency, man. Like, that bug happened, like, I'm in Europe, so that bug was going all through the morning, and it only resolved itself, like, I want to say, like, an hour, 2 hours ago. So, yeah. Forgive anything. I mean, it may not even... I only got the notification now. Anyway, whatever. Let me go ahead and go back. So... I was fortunate enough, now let me go ahead and explain this. I was fortunate enough to get Jace Fox L3. For the first time ever, I had to buy a Siege pack. It cost 2,000 gems. I'm not a fan. And honestly, I already know going into this that Jace Fox isn't going to be the best toon to invest a lot of gems into. But I did. And a commenter actually brought up a really good point. I was only counting the gems that I was using in order to take care of his gears and level him up. I didn't count all the gems that I spent on just getting the siege energy itself so I could get him, getting the blue rings that I needed, all that stuff to have him at the point now. And to be frank, like, when it comes to versus the amount of gems I spent and what I'm getting from Jace Fox is not worth it at the end. For me, for a sentimental reason, it's going to be worth it. But in terms of like actually recommending it, no, I wouldn't. Number 2, his costume reminds me of like a cross between Killmonger and Black Panther from the movie. I don't know how I feel about the... It looks cool. At the same time, I don't know if I like it. Does that make sense? Like, I like it, but then I don't. I don't know. It makes me feel... It confuses me. So, anyway, as we go into it, and this is another... I'm going to go ahead and add that as well. What I'm going to do is, because I'm going to be spoiled about this, and I want what I want, I'm going to build him so that he is going to work, and I'm going to find a way to make him work. On his A1, special damage to an enemy, 75% chance to apply a second hit, and a 50% chance to apply a third hit, which I have not seen happen yet, the third hit. Now, the second hit, apparently they don't do the animation twice, despite doing it for everybody else. Like Batman Beyond's second hit, he does that whole big twirly-whirly thing every time with Etrigan. Every time somebody dies, he'll stomp the ground 400 times through a PvE wave, but for him, no second animation. Whatever. Don't know why, if I should complain about that or not. But, and then gain 1 int up for every hit. Now, then on his A2, gain 40% shield and 3 affinity resistance ups, gain 50% additional shield if Jace is taunting, and I'm going to go for like up to level 8. I don't think I'm going to take level 9, because that 5% shield versus 8 rings, I'm not a huge fan of. And then gain awareness on the A2. I'm going to take this 4th, because after raid and probably after the next PvP week, I'll have enough to take him out 4. So that's what I'm going to take 4th. I'm kind of wishing I'd taken it 3rd, but the he does not hit hard. And so I wanted the int ups just to ensure that he's going to be able to hit relatively hard, like decently. So that's why I went ahead and went for the A1. I might, now reconsidering, I might have gone for the awareness. He's not squishy, but if I'm bringing him in as a taunter, then the awareness is a little bit more important than the special damage. However, you would like for him to retaliate against people who manipulate, turn meter down. So yeah, it's kind of like a catch-22. All right, so then on gliding kick, I'm not going to take that to level 8. I'm not going to fully ring that out because As I always say, 5% damage is not worth 8 rings. Special damage to all enemies. Apply 3 strength downs to all enemies, which is great to have. If there's not a Terra or a Green Lantern Hal Jordan floating around, this does not do a terrible amount of damage. It does not do a lot. He does not do a lot of damage whatsoever. His A1, I would have loved for it to be able to like one shot or at least two shots, since they would have the 75% for a second shot to two shot Black Flash. That is not the case. On his passive ability, and on his the legendary point for the A3, if Jace is taunting, gain 2 agility ups. I'm not even gonna take him L5. If I did take him L5, that ability wouldn't be the reason. I would happily leave that off. All right, so now on his passive ability, his A4P1, if Jace Fox is affected by turn meter down, gain 4 affinity resistance ups, which basically just makes you stronger against an affinity that you're already strong against. And 4 agility ups, which just increases your ability to take physical damage, which is that's not kind of a plus. I would rather have had 8 agility ups and no affinity resistance ups. That's me. Use Batarangs Trio on the attacker, which you do use, and I wish that hit harder. Passive ability, the P2 A5. At the start of every Jace Fox turn, 75% or 70% chance to gain taunt. I am gonna book that up to 75% because that 5% chance, 75 is like it's like I want that threshold. I want that extra 5%. It matters to me because I want him to be a taunter. And then of course to legendary ability because I'm building him as a taunter. Start the battle with taunt. So I did take that legendary ability. If I'm going with legendary order, I would say 5 first, just because if you're bringing him as a taunter, you're not bringing him for damage. I might even say the 2 second because I want that awareness if I'm bringing him as a taunter. Then I would say the 4, the 1, and then the 3. The 1 at the end because that's 1 intelligence up for every hit. However, by the time you get back around to your turn for that next hit, I mean, let's say you get 3 hits, you get 3 intelligence ups. The amount of damage that he does is so minuscule, that 3 is not going to make that big of a difference. And then going to his HP stats. So he's at about 5,000, 35,500. And so that puts him like right at the Steel level. Steel, I think, has 35,000 as well. And then Barda, Grundy, and Clayface have 40. So he's not quite the beefy taunter that they are, but he's pretty beefy. He's pretty tanky. He does take a few hits, so he's not squishy in the least. So now I'm going to go just straight into PvP. This is kind of streamlined. This is a little bit fast, don't you think? Like, kind of running through this stuff right now. All right, so do you guys prefer when I do videos like this? Because I'm going to wrap up this video within 15 minutes. And so then by that point, let's go ahead and start a team off. Well, you can see him in this situation. I don't think... Here's the thing. When I'm building him with this stuff, I'm going to build a go second team. When I'm building him with this stuff... I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to go ahead and add Terra as well to deal with Harley Quinn. All right. So when I'm building him... or when I'm building a team around him, like the idea that I wanted to have and the tune that I love using him with, strangely enough, is Riddler. Riddler is a better answer to Black Flash than Jace Fox is. However, I did notice by trying to use him a lot that there are more characters that give turn meter down than we ever think about. Everyone just thinks about him versus Black Flash, but there are more tunes that do turn meter down than just Black Flash, and so he does retaliate against all of them, which is a plus. And it makes me wonder, actually, when Red Hood does his turn meter down passively, will that proc Jace Fox? A passive can't proc a passive, right? So that shouldn't. But in any case, so now we have. How are we going to get rid of? I don't want to use Cheetah. I'm tempted to put in Enchantress. And I'm tempted to actually take Enchantress RB1. Oh, nope, she is not a male. Let's go here. All right, so, okay. Overall, I mean, Jace Fox, I would say is like a B at best. Like at best. I can get him to work as a taunter. I'm tossing Terra in there not just because of the debuff immunity, but the agility ups to help him be a little bit tankier against these attacks. But truth be told, um, you have 3 special damage tunes in there, so it's not going to be exactly great. No, so you see the damage there when he has a turn meter down happen. It took 25% off of Black Flash, like, and that's a positive affinity matchup. So what are you doing to me? What is this? What's going on? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add this taunt to Spectre just because I don't want him to get lost when we begin to see. Terra took as much damage off of Black Flash as he did. So yeah, so when that way others with true who don't have true sight go at him, they can still go at Spectre because he'll have the taunt. Thank you for the death immunity from the Riddler. Oh, now I remember. I wanted to actually go at him with Lex at lead, but no biggie. Let's go ahead and do this. And there goes Jace. There goes Jace. And also he doesn't, like, okay, so for example, when you have Barda in this situation, she will give herself death immunity, right? She makes herself extremely hard to kill. Clayface will do that clap at the end where when he hits 0, there's a chance that he'll still survive. Grundy has the revive. With Jace, also kind of with Steel, with some of the less successful taunters, they don't have a mechanic in them to keep them from dying when they hit 0. Like Power Girl does give herself death immunity. Hey, even Arcus gives himself death immunity. But let's see, where was I? But they don't. The ones who are less successful don't give themselves a chance to live on beyond their health bar being fully depleted. So I'm adding Lex in. I think he runs relatively well under Lex just because he is special damage. And Lex gives all those end ups and the turn meter manipulation, etc., etc. But as I'm like rambling through this very quickly, I mean, if I'm just being real about it, it's a disappointment. Like, he is a legit disappointment. Somebody buff so we can get some overheal going. Somebody buff. Anybody? I'll buff with Jace. How about that? That'll be the buffing. Okay, so. And again, I'm going to put this taunt on Spectre just to be sure that we are able to continue to attack him. Take that awareness away. See, he took solid damage there from Martian Manhunter. His A3 can take out Reds. And he didn't get taken out there. And his special damage is not agility up damage. So it's not a physical damage. So that's not a factor in why it took so little off of him. Now, let's attack Spectre. I'm still like... Okay, see, that was solid damage against Spectre. But he did have a good few ups there. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the A3. The A3 takes out Spectre. Hooray, hooray. Good look. I wonder if I can run this on auto from now. I mean, we're overhealed with shield. Like, if we fall here, then what's up? I mean, I like him. I think my liking him is more me wanting to like him than him actually being good himself. It also does that thing too. Maybe that's a third hit. Sometimes, like, he'll hit, and then there'll be like this pause, and then suddenly the enemy will be gone. They'll die. And I don't know if that's like a third hit or some kind of bug or whatever, but it's kind of weird. But, wow, this is a short video. I don't know if I like this. Damn it, WB, you making me make short videos. I'm going to come back at Jace Fox again. But because I have to do, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I decided to go ahead and at least put something short out there about Jace Fox. The verdict on Jace Fox is still to be determined. I have been playing with him the last few days. Like I said, I had to buy that pack from Siege, plus all the gems I spent on blue rings, plus all the gems I spent on his energy. One day, I'm going to find a Siege character that I really want to get, and I'm going to note down like every single gem I spend just to see how many gems I have to spend and take them L3, like get his gems up to L3. I barely made it to. I was at 500 when I went to bed. And then get all the rings that all the gems I have to spend to get every single frag and all the energy and plus gearing and stuff. I don't think I want to know what that is, but I think it's a lot. So in any case, that's going to be it. That's so weird. It's only 15 minutes. That's so weird. All right. So in any case, Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.